Hi. First, nice to meet you. I want to show you the first lineup of the sharp new series of the smartphones which we launched during the IFA press conference. The first device will be the Aquos C10. The naming Aquos shows always in the device that this is an own sharp panel device, which always enable us for freeform displays. For example, you can see here, it's very lightly to the frame, so the display body to screen ratio, even for this mid-tier device, is 87.5%. And then you can see what kind of small notch we are able to build with our own displays, where you just have the camera, the sensors and the loudspeakers just behind the frame. This gave us really beautiful experience for the end customers. Even on this device we have of course the face unlock, the fingerprint sensor on the front side, and even with this very good camera and very fast face unlock, which is below 0.1 second. This gives you already a good user experience by unlocking the phone. Even with the nice housing of the device, with the very small cutted edge, and even when you could feel the light, this is really a light phone. Even on the back side you have these dual cameras, of course with a camera flash, which you can also use for taking pictures in the dark side. With this main camera where we have 12 megapixel and an aperture of f, which is 1.75, you really have the possibility to make even pictures in the very dark light conditions during party, barbecue, whatever. And even the sensor which is behind, it's a 1.4 micromillimeter sensor, which also gives you a big sensor behind this wide aperture. So in total you really get nice pictures with this device. So on the Android version we have a very nice launcher with all pre-installed apps, which is really small pre-installed apps, so we won't of course give the end customer the opportunity to install apps whatever he wants, and don't blur up the internal memory with apps he don't really want to have. This means out of these 64 GB there's still at least 50 GB internal memory for putting videos, photos, whatever on content you want to have. Even you have the possibility over the SD card slot to put in a micro SD at least up to 128 GB, or you can also put, instead of the micro SD card, a second SIM card, which you are able to use for your one SIM card for your private life and one for your business life. That's even up to you. On the other side we also have a very nice designed switch power button and a loudspeaker, louder and noisier. This is also standard, but this gives a nice indication about the whole design of the device. The device has in general a small capacity of 2700 milliampere accu, which enable us the phone to make it really slim, to have a great feeling in your hands. But however, due to the technology of our own displays, we are able to reduce the power consumption, which still enables us to have a standby time for at least 590 hours, or even a talk time for more than 1000 minutes under normal conditions, of course, with good network coverage and so on. So based on standards which will be already used by all other vendors. The network, of course, it has LTE bands and Cat4 for the download and upload, which enables us for 150 megabytes bits upload and 150 megabits download, and even the connection for Wi-Fi with 2.4 gigahertz and even with 5 gigahertz, even with N and AC bands. You have all normal up to state-of-the-art technologies in this device. Of course, it's also have NFC. You can even switch on NFC over this button to use to exchange contacts and some other parts. And of course, with Bluetooth 5.0, you are able to use it as a normal smartphone in your car for voice talking, or with normal Bluetooth headsets as well. On the back side, you can nicely see the design of the loudspeakers, and even with the USB-C, you still have standard connection. So the Aquos C10 is also supported by the Qualcomm chipsets, In this case, it's a Snapdragon 630, which is really powerful for this kind of device. We have actually the first devices are now in Europe, and it's will be available after the IFA. So end customers can purchase this in different countries over different online and retailer. And we have a standard recommended retail price. Of course, a little bit depends on different countries, between 299 and 319 euros.